Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. She had hair as dark as ebony, lips as red as a rose, and skin as white as snow. But her true beauty was her kind heart. She was sweet and gentle to everyone she met. Snow White lived in a grand castle with her stepmother, the Queen. The Queen was also very beautiful, but her heart was cold and full of pride. Every single day, the Queen would stand before her magic mirror and ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?" And for many years, the mirror would always reply, "You, O Queen, are the fairest of all." This made the Queen feel powerful and happy, but one morning, everything changed. The Queen asked her usual question, and the mirror's answer was different. "My Queen, you are beautiful, it is true, but Snow White is 1,000 times more beautiful than you." The Queen was stunned, and her shock quickly turned into a fiery rage. Jealousy burned within her. She couldn't stand the thought of anyone being more beautiful than she was. In her fury, she summoned her most trusted huntsman. "Take Snow White deep into the forest," she commanded, her voice like ice, "and leave her there to never return." The huntsman's heart was heavy. He knew Snow White was a gentle soul and didn't deserve this. When they were deep in the woods, he couldn't bring himself to harm her. "Run away, princess," he urged. "Run and hide, and never come back to the castle." Snow White was terrified, but she ran as fast as her legs could carry her, deeper and deeper into the dark forest. Tears streamed down her face as branches snagged at her dress. But soon something magical happened. The little animals of the forest, seeing her gentleness, were not afraid. Fluffy rabbits, chirping birds, and graceful deer came to her side. They seemed to understand she was lost and scared. The animals guided her through the thick trees, and just as the sun began to set, she saw a clearing. In the middle of the sunny spot stood a tiny, charming cottage. She cautiously knocked on the little door, but there was no answer. With a gentle push, the door swung open. Inside, everything was small. She saw 7 little chairs, a table set with 7 little plates, and 7 little cups. The house was a bit messy, so Snow White, with her kind and helpful nature, decided to tidy up. She washed the tiny dishes, swept the dusty floor, and made everything neat and clean. All that work made her feel very tired. She saw 7 little beds lined up in a row, and thinking they were for children, she lay down across them and quickly fell into a deep sleep. It was the 7 dwarfs coming home from a long day of work in their diamond mine. They were amazed when they walked in. "Look, our house is clean," one exclaimed. "Someone has been here," whispered another. Then they tiptoed upstairs and found the beautiful princess sleeping on their beds. They were charmed by her peaceful face and gentle presence. When Snow White woke up, she was a little scared at first, but the dwarves were so friendly that they all became the best of friends. Snow White felt happy and safe with them, cooking and caring for their little home. But the wicked queen was not finished. Her magic mirror revealed that Snow White was still alive and living with the 7 dwarfs. Consumed by hatred, the queen disguised herself as a poor old woman selling apples. She traveled to the dwarf's cottage and offered Snow White a beautiful, shiny red apple. It looked so juicy and delicious. But this was no ordinary apple. It was poisoned. Snow White, trusting the old woman, took one small bite and immediately fell into a death-like sleep. The dwarves were heartbroken when they found her. They built a glass coffin so they could always look upon her beauty. One day, a handsome prince was riding through the forest and saw the beautiful girl sleeping in the glass case. He was so captivated by her beauty that he leaned down and gave her a gentle kiss. Instantly, the evil spell was broken. Snow White's eyes fluttered open. The dwarfs cheered with joy, and the prince was overjoyed. The story of Snow White teaches us a timeless lesson. The queen's jealousy and vanity only brought her misery, but Snow White's kind and loving heart earned her true friends and everlasting happiness. It shows us that real beauty isn't about what you look like on the outside. True beauty is the kindness and love you carry within your heart. Snow White and the prince returned to the kingdom, and the dwarfs visited often, their little cottage always filled with laughter and joy. And they all lived happily, with dreams as sweet as Snow White's gentle spirit. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.